Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I start by saying how happy I am to be contributing to today's debate? Members who've been in this House a while will know that I'm a long-term advocate for votes for 16 and 17-year-olds. Indeed, over the years, we've had many robust debates on the issue. Some may even remember when I was successful in my very first private member's bill ballot way back in 2015, which as a brand new MP was very daunting, and I can chat privately to any members who might want to about all the gaffes that I went and had at the time. But once I got over my initial nerves, it didn't take long to decide to put forward votes for 16 and 17-year-olds alongside decent political education. Now, during the 2014 Scottish referendum campaign, which many people have mentioned, when 16 and 17-year-olds were able to vote for the first time in Scotland, I was hugely impressed, not surprised, just impressed by how well informed they were, also how seriously they took their responsibilities when it came to voting. So I knew I had to play my part in pushing the issue up the agenda. What I was going to go on to say is, at the time, some saw this as a controversial topic for a private member's bill. Now, I'm sure we're all aware there's been more controversial topics since. But I have to say, in pursuing this, it wasn't the first time of it being pursued. I believe there have been 18 or 19 other attempts to take this legislation forward. So I am proud that the Labour Party and now the Labour government committed to votes for 16 and 17-year-olds in our manifesto. And today we are delivering on our promise. Young people's voices matter. If you can pay taxes, why don't you have a say over how they're spent? If you can have a child, why don't you have a say over their future? And if you can join the army, why don't you have a say over the defence of our country? Now, when I visit schools and colleges, I'm always struck by how the students are incredibly thoughtful and articulate. And a few weeks ago, I visited Christ the King's Sixth Form in Brockley. And we discussed everything from social media and the cost of living to housing and international issues. And one of them told me she was running to be young mayor of Lewisham. By the way, this is the longest running young mayor's programme in the country and started in 2004. And this year we have 42 candidates standing, and voter turnout was 59%, higher than what we get in some by-elections. Now, despite this, when election day comes, these same young people are told, you're not old enough, you don't get a say, you can pay taxes, have a child, leave home, join the army, but you have no say over your future. Maturity is not something we magically achieve on our 18th birthday. We do not test the political knowledge of 40-year-olds before they enter the polling station. Some might say we probably should do. I'm just joking. We do not deny the vote to those who choose not to follow politics closely. Democracy is not about passing an exam. It is about inclusion, equality and trust. And all across the world, countries are lowering the voting age. Austria, Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, Cuba, Nicaragua, Ethiopia. But many of them that let young people vote at 16 also have strong civic education. So I urge the Minister to ensure that political education forms a strong part of changes that take place. My private member's bill made provision for improved citizenship education. And research shows that when people are given the votes earlier, they are more likely to develop a lifelong habit of voting. And if we want to reverse the trend of declining turnout, especially amongst younger people, the answer is not to keep them out. We need to bring them in. But this is not just about improving voter turnout. When we deny young people the vote, we send a message that the opinions of the next generation matter less. And yet they are deeply affected by the decisions we make in this House. When we talk about getting more young people into work, we need their voices. They should be seen as part of the solutions and not part of the problem. And when we have work experience people in my office, local students from Addy and Stanhope and Deptford Green, they are interested in how politics works, how it affects their lives, how they can champion the changes they desperately want to see. And they are the ones who will inherit the world we shape today. So 10 years on from my first private member's bill, today is the day we ensure they have their rightful place in shaping their future.